Best start ever. I logged back into the server. Everything was fine. I was able to recover my sharp stick. I found 2 more pairs on my travels. I have 6 slots left. I need to find a backpack. Sometimes it goes that way. I found everything important except a backpack. A lot of luck has been on my side. You want to know why I'm sneaking? Because you can never be too careful when you get out in the open. By the way, real players cannot hear me. Now you watch, I'm going to hit the D-pad down, and I'm not going to talk, but I want you to notice the microphone. Did you see that? Here it is again. If I start talking while that D-pad is on, everybody in this universe that I am the controller of, kind of like the movie Tron, I am the user of this character, like the movie Tron. Now if I double tap down, now I don't need to hold it. It's a toggle, and I can free play. Like if I meet somebody, I don't have to worry for that always to be held down in order to talk. They can hear me. So it's double tap down, and then double tap back up. I'm sorry, and then double tap back down again. And you notice I whispered. You got to be careful when you're a creator. And see how I still get that warm and toasty bonus? And I've been wasting time. I need to either start another fire or find indoors because the sun is about to go down entirely. I don't exactly have the right amount of clothing to keep my core temperature always warm. It will fall to the blue. And then you catch a cold, and game over, unless you've got multivitamins or that other antibiotic. There's 2 of them in the game, which might change because there's an update coming in 2 weeks for Xbox players and PC players. PlayStation 4 players will see the same update in a couple weeks after that. So they're going to have to wait. But there's been a lot of changes with the game. Across the board. There's a ton of changes across the board. Welcome to Best Start Ever. Continuation. The next chapter. Out of about 100 characters, this one's finally going to be the one. I hope. And while I'm talking, I always got to be careful. I need to find another pair of shoes because the ones I'm wearing are probably about to be worn. Once they start to break down, your feet start to get cut, and you're constantly having to bandage your feet, and then you eventually bleed to death. That's a lot warmer than what I have on. Since I don't have room for it, wait a minute, hold on. Look at that. Look at that double barrel shotgun. Isn't that beautiful? So, what I need to do is first listen. Because what if somebody sneaks around? I got to be able to fight back. I need to practice. R3 button. Somebody walk in, R3. Now, that sounds easy right now, but if you're in a panic situation, your heart's pumping, if you haven't practiced the muscle memory, you're not gonna be able to do it in time, and you're gonna die. Boom. Now what I have here is L2, R3, click once. Fire is R2. I'm not gonna do that just for practice because it's gonna draw attention. And a real player will hear it if they're in the vicinity. So I'm back into a warm spot. I'm going to put this bomber jacket on. Before I do that, though, I need to, since I don't have a lot of space, since I don't have a backpack, the big giant square button on the PlayStation 4. No. R1 X button. There. Back in my inventory, or on my back. Now I can put it in my hands, hit the big square button on the PlayStation 4, scroll over to the denim jacket, and hit X. Now it's been replaced. That's a lot warmer. Now, here's where it gets really tricky with the controller for the PlayStation 4. This is going to drive you nuts. Watch. R1, R1, down on the D-pad, square. So it's transferring it back over to the inventory now I have in my person from this thing that's in my hand. If there's an easier way to do it, please let me know in the comments. For console players, not PC. Down on the D-pad, square. R1, R1, down on the D-pad, square. R1, R1, down on the D-pad, square. R1, R1, down on the D-pad, square. In that order. R1, R1, down on the D-pad, square. R1, R1, down on the D-pad, square. See? That's the muscle memory that you must learn. Now, this denim jacket I would like to cut up in rags, but I think I have enough rags. I certainly do. I'm not going to let my competition have it, though, because this is still a nice thing to wear. I want them to freeze to death and die before they reach me. So I'm going to hold it in my hand, take it outside, close the door behind me. Now, I know there's a way to throw it, but I haven't really looked into the game that far. I need to explore. How do I throw objects? I think it's... I hit the R1 button, no, or L1 button, or is it both of them at the same time? You know, I don't know. But I want to hide it where nobody else is going to be able to find this. Of course, until it respawns back to where it's supposed to go. That's the thing about items in this game, is eventually they respawn back to where they'll teleport back to where they respawn if you do this. This looks like a good place. Drop it here. I don't want it because I don't have room for it. I don't want to cut rags because I have enough rags. There's no use for it for right now. Don't just save stuff just to save stuff unless you have a base. I don't have a base yet. And I don't, so that's what I do. Now, anybody another player now does not have the advantage of having that denim jacket worn to prevent themselves from freezing to death and catching a cold. It's brutal, ruthless, isn't it? Brutal ruthlessness. That sounds like somebody's name. Hello, my name is Brutal Ruthlessness. Nice to meet you. Mr. Brutal. That's hard to say very fast. Hold on. Let me take a drink of coffee. I've been talking so long that my mouth was dry. Mr. Brutal Ruthlessness, to the front, please. Your order is ready. But I'm getting too excited. I'm becoming complacent. What if someone was to come and knocking through that door and just BLAM! And that's all it takes. It's not like Call of Duty where you get shot, duck and hide, and then your health regenerates. Nope. You got to do that yourself. And I think to do that, there's blood packs you can inject to your own system, but you find them at the hospital. But first, you got to find your blood type. The last time I was able to do that only once, my character's blood type was O positive. But to do that, you need a blood sampling kit, so you don't put the wrong blood type in your body to give yourself basically a healing injection. It's the closest thing to a heal injection to Call of Duty, but it's so much more realistic and makes more sense. You got to get it's basically blood plasma that you keep on your person. Long story short, it's a way to heal yourself. I know in Call of Duty, if like boom, 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 you know, I got shot. Oh, let me hide over here. 10 seconds later, your health bar goes up. Not in this game. Nope. You're not going to see that. It will regenerate slowly over time. You want to keep your blood level, the big drop there next to my health bar, which is the obvious one, the plus, the big giant plus. That's your blood. If that blood goes down, your health's going to go down. The only way to get your health to go back up and regenerate is to get that blood up. And that's where the plasma comes in. And if you haven't had a blood type check, and you have a plasma blood you found, and it's an emergency, you're taking a chance and risking the wrong blood type being injected into your body. And then, of course, that's bad. So at the hospital, which I haven't memorized where it's at yet, is a spot where you can... And I've found it once. but I don't want to keep talking about that. Sometimes I repeat myself, but I want to make sure I let everybody know. I need a sewing kit, and I don't have one on this. But it's about to get dark. Just because I have enough food, sardines, blah, 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 a soda can, I've got a double-barrel shotgun. I don't see why I wouldn't just want to spend the night here and wait out until it's morning time. I am not going to risk catching a cold. It's just better to go out during the day. Oh yes, I must use my strategy. I want this door to remain open, so anybody passing by is going to think this has already been searched. And leave this one open as well. And leave those open. Anybody from the ground floor is going to be able to say, okay, this house has already been searched, no need to search it. And from here too, because they can see from that window. So that means this means that needs to be open. And then this one needs to be open too. To discourage anybody from trying to find loot and messing with me while I stay here. And then this one too. They're going to say, okay, the first floor has all been looted. That means most likely the upper floor is also looted. And they're going to go about their day. The only way for them to see me, though, is to walk up here, which I'll be ready. Because I got a double-barreled shotgun with 2 bullets and 1 extra one. They're dead! Boom! If I pull the right trigger right here, they're dead. There's no way they'd be able to survive it. It's buckshot. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, did you see that? If I don't have enough room to... Oh, look how he's pointing down. But if you stand up... I can't stand up here because of the ceiling. I'm probably going to be able to hear them, especially if they have a cold. But I'm hoping they'll just pass by. And this will also be a good test for me to see whether or not a door closes by itself or not. As long as I'm in this house, it might not. Because there's a theory that I have about how to track people in this game, and how not to be tracked by trackers, player killers. So that's going to pretty much do it for this video. Yes, I forgot to show you the buckshot, which is here. And by the way, my character's all lit up. Maybe that means the glow stick? No. I've tested it. I've tested it with the glow stick off, because I've never used it before, and I've tested it with the glow stick on. Here's a 12 gauge 00 buck shell with 8 pellets. That's going to blow anybody's head completely off. Like gone. Missing head in bits and pieces. Disintegrated. So I'm very comfortable chilling out here for the night. The best place to stand is going to be right here. So I don't like crouching. The reason I don't like crouch... See how it points to the ground right away? I got to be ready. Like this. I wish I could get inside this door. Whoops, see? I got stuck. In order to get through here, you have to crouch. That's stupid, too. And I don't want to stand here because they could obviously see me. So the best place is here. What's the insulation on this? Low. But it had more slots. Or did it have the same? And it says badly damaged. You know, I wonder if that denim jacket was actually a better choice. Did I pick it up because it had this one has, what do you call it? Did this one have more slots in it? Look at my body temperature go down. Did you see that? How the core went blue? I'm going to have to investigate that in the daytime. Or maybe it's a good thing that I did it to show how the inventory works. Which is why we're here watching this video, right? We want to learn about DayZ. And I believe I made a mistake by switching out. I thought you know what? I thought this had more. I thought the insulation was good, but it's badly damaged, so I need a sewing kit. That's why, because I remember having bomber jackets in the past. And they were super, super warm. So that's why I made the mistake. That's why I made the mistake. I didn't look at the condition of the bomber jacket. But it was good to watch, wasn't it? It was good to watch to see how that's done. So I hope this video has helped people that are thinking about playing this game DayZ but aren't sure exactly how it works and are wondering, what are the mechanics? How do I do? Why is the inventory system the most tough to figure out ever for video games in my entire life? But at the same time, it eventually starts to make sense because your muscle memory starts to catch on. So, okay, now what do I need to do here? Let me explain something. Since you cannot pause this game, you cannot pause this game, you cannot save this game. If I was to stop recording this game, let me restart. If I was to stop this video recording and then go to my PlayStation 4 controller, hit the button that's in the middle, the big PlayStation button that you used to sign in with, save the video to my YouTube account, and then blah, 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 blah. You know the story there because I'm a creator. And forget to log out of this server, and somebody comes up and just blows my head off, and then I go back to DayZ, and my guy's dead. So here's another step I need to take as a YouTube creator. I'm gonna chill right here. I'm gonna make sure the gun is not in my hands. I want to make sure it is attached. There, nothing in my hands. There's a glitch in this game. If you log out of your server and there's something in your hands, there's a possibility it could drop on the floor wherever you're at, and then you're risking the chance of another player finding that item. What if it would have been my two-barreled shotgun? It's a glitch that happens randomly. I think it has to do with inventory space with slots, or just something just wasn't set up right, and the game glitches, and the only thing it knows how to do is just drop the item. So whenever you log out of the server, always make sure there's nothing in your hands. Your gloves, of course, can be in your hands, because, you know. So now I'm going to log out of the server before I call it quits for this video here on my channel, and then send it to YouTube to be later edited for you to be able to watch it as you just did. Be aware of that. Now I am safe. The next time I hit play, since I wasn't kicked out of the server, the next time I hit play, I will be automatically reconnected where I just was now, inside that house. I'm going to give it like 30 minutes, log back in, and see if those doors are still open, or whether they close themselves. If they close themselves, all of them, I'm talking all of them, that means that the game does it for you. I'm pretty sure that's the most logical answer. That would just be too much memory for a game to remember every single door in the entire map, whether or not they're open or closed. Eventually, they're going to start closing themselves. There's just not enough possible memory in a game to do that. That would take up so much memory on your PlayStation 4. I don't think the game would be downloadable. That's my thoughts, but I could be wrong. You really? I could be wrong. Unless there's another player out there who has my same techniques for tracking and how not to be tracked. They're both one and the same. I, for one, am a person that is preventing myself to not be tracked, and then learning at the same time how to track by getting into the mind of the tracker. The trackee knows how to avoid the tracker, and if the tracker needs to, if the trackee needs to track to get revenge on somebody, or just want to do it just to observe somebody, I personally would not just go up there and just take them out just to do it. That's not nice. I want to actually see what kind of person they are, and if they're a good person, I'll actually hit the directional D-pad down on my PlayStation 4 controller and actually start into a conversation with them. Become friends with them, loyal friends who don't betray each other. That's where this game goes to a completely different level. Can you imagine meeting someone, a real player, somewhere on the planet Earth, playing DayZ, and I meet them and I say, "Hey, how's it going? I'm a cool person. I'm not here to cause you harm. I'm not like most players. I'm actually a good guy. Let's create the most magnificent thing in an alternate universe and be like I said, the movie Tron, where I am the user controlling the avatar, and I'm creating something amazing through the game DayZ, through this conduit into another universe, another realm, where you create bases. It just reels the mind, the possibilities with this game, doesn't it? It reels the mind. This is amazing. This is the most amazing game I've ever played. Now, I wish there was a way to rotate the camera so I could see everything, but there's not. There's controls, there's tutorials that are nice to watch. I've never done the Livonia DLC yet. I first want to learn the game itself from just the basic servers. Yeah. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.